Men of Reddit, what is the dumbest reason someone used to label you as a creep? 1. A new coworker was telling me that she would love to meet a guy like me, then asked if I wanted to see her after work that night. I told her yes, and she was shocked, and then told me that she had plans to babysit that night. She told our boss that she didn't feel comfortable working with me anymore and that I kept asking her out. She transferred the next day, and I had to meet with my boss and my boss's boss to explain it. They'd known me for a long time and seemed to believe what I told them, but it was still an incredibly uncomfortable and honestly frightening scenario that could have easily spun out of control against me. 2. I apparently followed some girls my age. They were driving and so was I. They took random turns for a while to confirm that I was following them. However, they drove right to my cul-de-sac. When I stopped and they confronted me, I just opened my garage door and went inside. Kind of understandable, but if a stranger really is following you, don't stop and talk to them. 3. I once got home at about 3 a.m. and parked my car in my parking spot about 2 blocks from my apartment. I was walking home alone on the street, except for one girl who was ahead of me on the sidewalk. I guess she felt uncomfortable so she started running, but she was a slow runner. I kept walking at the same speed, which was not particularly fast. Apparently we were neighbors because she ran all the way to my apartment building and ran inside, slamming the door to the elevator room behind her. I felt kind of bad. I decided to take the stairs. I lived on the second floor anyway. Turns out we lived on the same floor and the elevator opened up right as I was walking out of the stairwell. Did my best not to make eye contact and walked away from her to my apartment. She was clearly panicking though. 4. Just talking to a girl to get to know her as a friend. And she told everyone I was stalking her and harassing her. 5. I was in the dorm elevator riding down from floor 12, and the elevator stopped at floor 8. 2 girls were waiting for the elevator, and one looked at me and said to the other, that's creepy. There's some guy in there. 6. Back in high school I found out through the grapevine that a girl had been saying I was a creep because I stare at her all the time. I literally didn't know this person even existed or had ever heard their name until that moment. 7. I was sitting in the park watching my son play on the swings. 8. I was waiting outside of the locker rooms after a play because my friend needed my help, and one of the theater kids accused me of being a creep and looking into the locker rooms even though I was turned away from both doors and clearly holding my friend's stuff for her.